the Murray City School District Board meeting for June. And we'd like to excuse our president, Kelly Tulii, because she's off seeing her daughter graduate from college. Lucky kid. And so we're going to begin tonight with a budget hearing. We're going to turn some time over to Richard for that. Oh, the pledge. Hello. Let's do the pledge. Everybody stand for the pledge.
I already did it
Yeah,
once.
you want to do the budget hearing first?
And then go to.
Okay. I was going by my notes, but we'll see. We'll do the budget hearing. Scott, thanks for standing.
We're going to do the budget hearing, and then we'll do the pledge.
Okay, that's why it's in that list.
That's why it's in that order.
Okay, that's what we'll do.
Rise, please.
Could you for the budget hearing? Okay,
No, we do the budget hearing first.
sorry. All right,
We'll go fast.
okay.
I'm not going to drag this out. Okay, as required in state code, we have to have a budget hearing each year. The legal requirements are as follows, and we've gone through this before, but the budget officer is actually the superintendent of the school district, and the budget officer shall prepare a tentative budget before June 1 of each year. Tentative budget shall be filed with the district business administrator 15 days prior. By June 30th, we shall adopt a budget, and then shall hold a public hearing. And at least 10 days prior, there should be a public notice of hearing in a newspaper, public hearing electronically, file a copy for public inspection and on the website, and we have done all of those things. So we have met all the legal requirements. Just some assumptions working with the budget. The taxable rate value as determined by the State Tax Commission this year is $7.21 billion within the school district. That's an increase, so that's the wrong number. It's actually $70 million increase. The health insurance premium increase was 13.63%. We are proposing no tax increase, and all increased costs are paid with ongoing funds. So this is the wrong slide. Actually, it's no, this is not it. This is it. I'm sorry. It is not new growth. This is our increase, $7.2 million, $420 million increase. Not all of that is new growth, but it's increase in growth on existing property as well, so 6.2%, excuse me. The calculation, the state or the Salt Lake County auditor prepares the information. The total assessed value is 7.375. There's a Salt Lake County Board of Equalization that does some adjustments to individual properties, a minor amount, then adjusted by the average collection rate of almost 98%, which is pretty high, to get to our proposed tax rate value. In our school district, as far as assessed value per student, we have the 11th highest value per student in the state of Utah, the highest being Park City at 8.7 million per student. We're at 1.2 million per student, and the lowest is San Juan of $329,000 per student. Our tax rate, the state average, is 0.05641. We are, these are all last year's numbers because they haven't all been set yet. We're at 0.04541, so we are the 10th lowest in the state. So there is typically an inverse correlation or relationship. The higher the tax base, the lower the tax rate. So within the tax, within the county, excuse me, our tax rate comparisons. So Salt Lake is the lowest at 0.03775. We are the next lowest, followed by Jordan, Granite, or Canyons, and then Granite. And just for easy math, it's impact on a $100,000 home. As you can see at the very bottom line, the average value in Murray is is 574,100, and that's a 6.63% increase over the prior year. Given the fact that our board is very fiscally conservative and attempts not to raise taxes, this is the total tax increases that we've had over the last 12 years, two of which were voted on by the public with the building of Hillcrest Junior High and some seismic projects, as well as the recent bond election for the Murray High School addition and the Riverview Junior High rebuild. So we have quite a bit of growth in the taxable value. That not all of that means new revenue because of a thing called the certified rate, which is built into state code. So the school district, unless we do a tax increase, cannot generate additional revenue over and above the prior year. For example, a business with $100,000 in taxable value, if there's a tax rate of 10%, generate $10,000 in taxes. If that doubled the taxable value to $200,000, the following year, that existing business would still generate the same amount of property at $10,000, so the tax rate would reduce to 5%. So we don't get, so when your house is valued at $500,000, it goes up to $600,000, that does not mean new money to the school district unless we capture that with a tax increase. So for next year's budget in the general fund, some of the highlights because of some declining student enrollment, we reduced 4 teaching staff, a reduction of 119 WPU as calculated by the State Board of Education. We had a net increase in unrestricted funding of $618,000. We got listed as negotiations. It technically wasn't that this year, but the benefit packages for all employees is a 2% COLA. For teachers, legislatively they received a 1,446 educator salary adjustment. ESPs that interact with students receive a $1,000 bonus, and based upon the board discussion, those ESPs and school and district administrators that don't qualify for the state funding will also receive a $1,000 bonus out of local funding. Our health insurance premium increase was significant at 13.63%, and steps and lanes are funded. This shows some actual history from 22, 3, and 4 with our revised budget for the current year and a proposed budget for next year. I don't know how much detail we need to go into this. However, we can see where we have budgeted a negative or a decrease in fund, well, we have an operating decrease of $514,000, and next year $145,000. That's mainly for actually budgeting purposes. We would anticipate that there would be an operating surplus, similar to prior years. Let's put it that way. The general fund expenditures, as you can see, the two largest uses of our funds are salaries and benefits. At 88 cents out of every dollar is spent on salaries and benefits, so we spend them on people. So to move the needle on budget increases or to cut costs, that means we're affecting people. By function, instruction is at 64%, and honestly, I'm not sure where that rates with other districts, but the more that can be focused on instruction, obviously, the better. Student activities funds, this simply is, just captures all of the activity, the financial activity at our schools, and we just have amounts budgeted for a revised budget and our proposed budget of $2.4 million. Simply because if we don't budget enough and you approve a budget that is lower than actual, then we get a notice from the state and have to do some things. So simply, we just budget a little higher than we would anticipate it being. Non-K-12, this includes kindergarten, it includes community ed.
Not kindergarten, are you saying preschool? You mean preschool?
I said kindergarten, I was thinking preschool, thank you. Preschool, and which also includes special ed preschool. As you can see, the expenditures are higher than revenues, mostly due to the fact that of the requirements that we have in our special ed programs. They require more resources than we receive, so we subsidize that. To the tune of estimated about $300,000 this year and $350,000 next year, roughly. So our capital outlay budget, or fund, the two major projects, Murray High School addition and the Riverview High rebuild, those numbers are budgeted, original budget numbers are not the actuals. As we've shared with the guaranteed maximum price on both projects that have been the board approved, it's about roughly $15 million less than that in total. We approve small capital projects every year through a process that Scott Taggart and superintendent and Rod Pace and I work with the school principals and get those approved. So there's some small capital projects that total $1.2 million this year, which is a normal, which is in our normal range. Again, looking at a little more detail, as you can see in the revised budget, the second from the right column, the contracted services is about $13 million. The other local revenue is the bond issue that just occurred last Tuesday. Well, we got the bids last Tuesday. They will be funded at the end of the month. And then next year we'll have another bond issue in June as well, and that's the other $50 million that you see there in other local revenue. And so, of course, with the attendant increase in expenditures for the buildings. Pass-through tax fund, for all the, most people know them as redevelopment agencies, so this is just simply something required to be reported. It's not a thing that comes into us and goes out. We just have to record in our financial report, record what the value of the tax increment is, and then the tax increment payment to the redevelopment agency. And again, the budgets are higher just in case, just for to be conservative. It's a neutral. It doesn't impact us financially one way or the other. The revenues always match the expenditures, so that's always a net zero net change. Debt service again. Property taxes of $4 million and $5 million. Of course, the $5 million is increased because of now the need to service the debt that we just issued or will be issuing. Redemption of principal has not gone up a lot from current year to next year, just simply because of how the debt service was scheduled. We were able to layer in. It started to decline, so we layered in new debt service payments on top of it, so we tried to smooth it out as much as possible. However, the interest costs, as you can see, are going from $800,000 to $2.3 million next year. School lunch. The current budget is slightly higher than, or for the revised budget for the current year, slightly higher than last year in revenues and expenditures. As you can see, there's a negative change in fund balance. There was a concerted effort to reduce the fund balance in food service because it was higher than allowed by state code. You can only have 3 months' worth of reserve. And so working with Gwen, buying some equipment and some other things in schools to get that fund balance down to where legally we're supposed to be. And then again, budgeting a decrease again next year. We would not anticipate that there would be that much of a negative operating or an operating deficit, but for budgeting purposes, just keeping those expenses level. Lifetime insurance, this is a fund that accounts for those retirees that qualify for lifetime insurance benefits. The activity, again, we're budgeting higher expenses than we'll likely actually see, and over time those have gone down as, shall we say, our beneficiaries age out. And so that completes that part of my presentation. Are there any questions prior to opening it up for public comment? Nope, okay. Do we have any public comments, Mr. Perry? Okay. So then, before you, there is a sheet that has a highlighted section. We will need a motion to approve the resolution highlighted in yellow. Somebody would need to read that as part of the motion. We would need a second. And then to approve the certified rate, which we still don't know yet because we haven't got it from the county or the state. But the language is sufficient to fund the budget.
Does this quote satisfy all three of these?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions before we put it for a motion? Do we have a motion to approve the resolution? And if you make that motion, would you read the resolution?
I move that we approve the resolution approving the revised budget for the fiscal year 2024 through 2025 as it has been presented to the Board of Education during this meeting on June 12th, 2025. Also approving the budget for the fiscal year 2025 through 2026 as it has been presented to the board on this date. Also approving the certified tax rate necessary to fund the fiscal year 2025 through 2026 budget. The certified tax rate will be set by the Salt Lake County Auditor.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
And, any discussion? Sorry.
Nope.
I thought we had already asked for that. So any discussion? And then let's vote for that. Well, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye to me. Aye. Okay, thank you. Appreciate your patience with me today as we work through this. That will then close the budget meeting portion of this gathering, and we'll begin our June board meeting. We're going to, and we want to welcome any guests who are here with us. We appreciate your interest in Murray City Schools and the people that work here. And we are grateful that you would take time out of your day to be here with us as well. So we're going to begin by asking Superintendent Covington to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And now I'll ask you to stand and mean it.
Yes, if the audience would please rise. Please repeat after me. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you. Superintendent Covington, would you like to tell us your favorite class when you were a student?
It's been a long time.
Has it? Okay, we're going to let Superintendent Covington now do one of the exciting parts for us as a board, an administrative appointment.
Great. Thank you, Vice President Waite. I would like to ask Tyler Horn if he would please join me up here. So, board members, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Mr. Tyler Horn. Mr. Horn has been selected as the principal of Longview Elementary beginning July 1st, and he will be following Dr. Gillette, who has left our district. Mr. Horn brings over a decade of experience in education, along with a strong commitment to fostering a positive, collaborative school culture that celebrates the unique strengths and talents of every student. Mr. Horn began his career at Horizon Elementary as a classroom teacher, and then he's expanded his leadership experience through opportunities in administration in the Tooele and Salt Lake City school districts. We are excited. It's kind of nice. Mr. Horn is actually a beneficiary of the Murray City Schools. He went through the Murray City School District elementary and his secondary years. So we're very excited to have one of Murray's own join our Murray administrative family. And so, Vice President Waite, I would ask for a motion of support from the board for Tyler Horn as the principal of Longview Elementary.
Do we have a motion for support?
I move that we support the appointment of Tyler Horn as the Longview Elementary School principal.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Now, I did let Tyler know he would have a few minutes, if he, like I said, about 10, but no, just kidding. I said a
excited.
couple or less. So I'm going to let Mr. Horn speak to the board, and then we'll clap for you after that, because it's great. So come on over, Tyler.
There you go.
All right. Well, yeah, I really appreciate this opportunity, and I'm super excited to be back in the district. This makes, I was thinking about it actually just on my way over, this makes 5 of 10 schools in Murray that I've associated with in some form. So maybe in the next 20 years I complete the district, who knows? But, but yeah, really I'm super excited to be at Longview. And I mean, I just want you guys to know that my commitment is always going to be there. This is where I want to be. I want to be in Murray. I have a vested interest in this community growing, and I mean, I'm part of the Longview community. I'm right there. So, yeah, it's in my best interest for the school to thrive as well. I think another thing I'd like to express to the board is just, I mean, obviously we're going to get in there and get the structures in place needed to promote growth and, you know, performance as well. But the main thing I want to accomplish in my first year especially is to sincerely make Longview a place that, you know, students, teachers, and parents feel comfortable being in. That they can enter the building and they know that we're legitimately happy and excited for them to be there. There's going to be hard days, there's going to be easier days, but I hope that in this first year I can establish with the community the fact that they know that I'm going to want what's best for them. Even if they don't like something I'm deciding or doing, I'm going to collaborate, and, you know, I want to establish that benefit of the doubt that I'm working in the best interest of them and their children. So, again, I'm super excited. This is where I want to be. I feel like I have a lot of great experience to help me along my way, but I'm also excited to kind of get my start as a head administrator of a building here in Murray and work with all of you guys and everyone here at the district office and in the building at Longview to make it the best place possible and just improve the district. So, yeah, I really appreciate your time and appreciate you guys having me here.
Congratulations, Tyler.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you, Tyler. We're looking forward to all the great things you'll do there, and we're anxious to help you in any way that would be appropriate for us to help you. So that's exciting to have some new opportunities here. All right. The next thing we'd like to do is consider our consent agenda. All of the board members have reviewed the consent agenda, and so do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I second.
Thanks. Any discussion on any item? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Now we would like to hear from our delegations.
I think we only have MEF, so.
Okay. We're always glad to hear from Mr. Perry.
Always glad
I shouldn't say we only have, I should say we get to have
get to
Mr.
have.
Perry.
So the only thing I have is that our annual golf tournament is coming up, so I thought I would impart with you some information about that. It will be August the 22nd. You already know that you're already
Sign it.
that date. August the 22nd, this will be our 27th annual golf tournament for the foundation, and we are very excited about getting in this year. We have already quite a number of people signed up as sponsors. It looks to be a very successful year. And we're actually working a little bit more closely, or we're trying to work a little bit more closely with the city to try to build a strong relationship there so that we can continue to get their support for the golf tournament and other things as well. So there is some efforts to work with them a little bit more closely as well. So that's all I have. Any questions?
We just want you to know, to those of us who read the Murray Magazine and saw the article that you had put together about the golf tournament, what
Yeah.
a great bit of work.
And that comes courtesy of our partnership with VCBO. There's a architecture firm that they are locally in Murray, and they purchased ad space throughout the year in that magazine, and they basically have given that to the foundation to publicize some of the things we do along with theirs. So it was very awesome of them to do that, and we certainly appreciate that extra.
We know all that MEF does to benefit the district and the people and children that are here, so.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other delegations? So
No, we do not.
we'll do a report of the board. And I've wanted to say this for a while. Jaren, we'll start with you. Payback, exactly.
I'd like to say, first of all, thanks to Elizabeth for being our delegate at the delegate meeting this last week, actually. And I was able to attend a portion of it on Saturday morning. They had a lot of debate on very specific wording in different scenarios that can sometimes take a very long time to get through, but I think they got through them. Other than that, the Salt Lake County Advisory meeting was canceled this last month, so we haven't had anything to update on that at this point.
Thanks. Elizabeth?
Okay, so I had the pleasure of attending 2 musical productions over the last month. One for Hillcrest Junior High, which I excused myself early last time to go to. And they had a really great setup where the kids also played with the Murray Orchestra, and I thought that was amazing, and I really liked that they had that interaction with a more professional setting that they can look forward to and as they go out through their career. So I wanted to give a thank you to the Murray Orchestra for doing that with the concert with Hillcrest. And then also Liberty Elementary had their final choir concert. And I also want to give a shout out to the choir teacher. Forgot his name off the top of my head, but my son goes to the choir at Liberty, and he absolutely loves that program, and I know all the kids do too. And it was really, really great experience to see their end of year choir. It was very well attended. And then the USBA Assembly, I was a delegate for. And in addition to all the wordsmithing, we actually got out an hour early. Then I know Jaren left a little bit early because it was a lot of back and forth about how we're going to word things. But we made sure that our list of priorities for this year for USBA included extra funding for SPED and at-risk students, and I really think that was a good place to put some of our focus for this year.
Thanks. Cami?
I don't have a whole lot to report. Just another great year, graduation, another good graduation. Looking forward to different venue moving forward. And I bring this up every year because it's a big concern of mine. Of the last few weeks of school, I just saw kids everywhere coming and going, and I wish we could find a way to make them want to be in school, our secondary ones, so that we don't have any unintended accidents. So that would be a challenge to our administrators, because, I mean, my daughter was checking in, checking out, checking in, checking out, and so I'm assuming other kids were as well. And it's just coming and going, and our secondary, our junior highs, they don't drive, so those kids are just running around everywhere. So that's a big challenge that I wish we could solve. So that's all.
That is a big challenge. We ought to keep thinking about that. Thank you. I also enjoyed graduation, and I enjoyed the field days and the elementary barbecues I went to, and the end of the year performances. Just good stuff all throughout the district. So I want to just thank everybody who was involved in any of that. And now we have I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. We're going to do our report of the staff. So we're going to hear first of all from Sierra Marsh.
Hello, it's good to see all of you. This evening, I am here to chat with you and see if there are any additional questions or conversation we like to have regarding the proposed elementary wellness curriculum Wayfinder as we head into the 2025-2026 school year. Any questions, thoughts, input, feedback?
No, I looked through it, I thought it looked great.
Yeah, I thought it was, what I saw, I really appreciated, and took a lot of, appreciate that you found that program for us to use.
Wonderful. So
Yes, so
So
we
that's-
would, so this is a second reading, so we do need a motion
So-
to approve this, the elementary wellness curriculum.
Okay. So do we have a motion to approve this curriculum?
I will move that we approve the elementary wellness curriculum.
Thank you. Would we have a second?
I second.
Okay, any discussion, any further discussion? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay, and that will stand approved and ready to, we'll get it ready to use.
fantastic. I look forward to.
You'll get it ready to use.
I sure will, and I
Yeah.
look forward to reporting out on how it's going.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Sierra.
All right, and now, Mr. Taggart and the thrill of food service.
Yes, the thrill of food service. Anyway, with the Sodexo Food Service Management contract, it's a five-year contract, renewable each year. We would be going into year 3 of 5, starting July 1st. What we are requesting from the board is to approve an amended contract of an increase of 9 cents per meal to the current contract. The current rate right now is $2 and it's like $2.05. They add that extra decimal out there, but it's $2.05. The request is to add 9 cents to that, so it would be $2.14. So my request to the board is to approve that amendment so we can approve the contract and move forward for the new school year.
Do we have a motion to approve? Are there any questions about what Mr. Taggart's proposing?
I move that we approve the Sodexo Food Service Management Contract Amendment for this year.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any further, any questions on the food services at all? And with no questions, we'll go ahead and, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you bet. Mr. Taggart, as you're walking back to your seat, I just want to tell you that the PTA appreciated all that they were presented with when we had the food service people come. That was, so please pass that on to your staff. That was very helpful to them. Okay, and now we'll give some time to the superintendent.
Great, thank you, Vice President Waite. So the first item I have is we have approved our calendar for the next school year for our board meetings. Our board meetings are typically set for the second and fourth Thursday of each month, with the second being the regular board meeting, the fourth being our study session. Since we approved that calendar, there was a slight change to the NSBA conference dates. We hadn't had those yet, and that was published, and the 2026 NSBA conference will be on April 10th through the 12th. So our travel day needs to be April 9th because we will be going, that conference is in San Antonio. So we had originally scheduled a board meeting on April 9th. So we do need to look at moving that meeting. I would propose that we move that to April 2nd. And apparently I just stopped thinking at that point because I just put the word or whatever you want. But I did want to make sure we got that so that we could adjust that. So my proposal would be we'd move it to April 2nd, which is a week earlier. That is not during spring break. It's the week after we come back from spring break. Or we could move it to the 16th, but then that would bump right up for the next week with our study session. So whichever you would prefer, I'm good either way, either April 2nd or April 16th for our regular study session, or our regular meeting in lieu of the April 9th.
And our spring break is the March
Our
22nd through the 28th.
Correct, yes, March 20th, yes, March 23rd through 27th are the school days of spring break, so yes.
Then I go April 2nd.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
April 2nd.
So I would like then, Vice President Waite, to ask for a motion, because we need to vote on this, because we vote on it, to approve changing our April 9th board meeting to April 2nd, 2026.
Okay, so do we have a motion to move that date?
I move that we approve move the April board meeting to April 2nd, 2026.
Okay,
I'll second.
may we have a second?
A second.
Oh, sorry, thanks. Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Great, I will get that updated on our website, and I will also update your calendars, so thank you. And then, Vice President Waite, I would request that you poll the board to go into a closed session where we do need to discuss personnel and legal.
okay. Karen? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, with that, we will move into a closed session. We'll excuse all of you, and we will do that. We'll meet for